Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vendo podcast. I'm Nicolas Martinez, Senior Marketing Strategist. Today, we're going to be talking about a newly evolved feature from Amazon called Amazon Posts. Amazon Posts, you may have heard of about a year or so ago when it got rolled out as a beta program. And in the recent months, it has evolved greatly, new features, new tracking. So really excited to be talking about this today. But just in a nutshell, so you all understand who haven't had any experience with Amazon Posts, read about it, anything like that. Amazon Posts is essentially a social media-like platform meant to grow brand awareness, connect with customers, and drive sales. So it's very similar in a way to, an Instagram feed where, you might see products, you might learn about a brand. It's done so usually in a less salesy way, and then you can go and purchase the product. So this is kind of Amazon's new stab anyway, at kind of developing a social media type platform. You may have heard of their previous attempt with Spark. Several years back, they launched Spark. Spark was really meant to be about consumers sharing their favorite products in a social media-like platform, whereas Amazon Post is brands or sellers sharing posts for consumers. So I'm going to go over some different things about Amazon Posts today. Number one, why you should participate in Amazon Posts. Two, where do Amazon Posts show up? Three, how do you set up and create Amazon Posts? Four, the types of posts. And five, tracking, right? Because everything we do, we want to be able to track as much as possible to know if we are getting a return on all the investment, whether it's time, money, content, you name it. So let's jump right in and talk about why you should even care about participating in Amazon Posts. Well, one, it's free. Free. No fee, no discount needed on the products, just free. So it's a really easy, low-hanging way to get involved with a feature that has the potential to reach lots of different consumers. But more so than just being free, it's an important part in being able to build up your brand image, your brand culture in a more powerful way on Amazon. If you're already selling on Amazon, you probably know, especially if you're an established brand or an aspiring brand, you probably have realized that it isn't very easy to convey your brand image, your brand culture, and all those things that are so close to home for your brand on Amazon. It's not easy because Amazon isn't as customizable as your direct-to-consumer website, for example. Although Amazon is changing, and Amazon Posts is a great example of how that change is happening, it still is hard to make those long-lasting connections with your customers. So with Amazon Posts, you are able to convey in a social media-like platform who you are as a brand, who your team is, what's your story, really bring life to your brand rather than the kind of cookie cutter product pages that most people are used to seeing when shopping on Amazon. Another reason you should participate, this is a great one, you can get placement on competitors' listings. Yes, you heard that right. You can get placement on competitors' listings. It's not paid placement. Again, this is free. So if you're familiar with product targeting advertising, where you can run an ad, you can put in a competitor's product, and you can have your ad show up on that product. This works in a similar fashion. But again, it's free. So you don't have to pay for the bids on the ads or anything like that. The only downside compared to the Amazon advertising product targeting, the couple downsides. One, because you can't bid, you can't be really competitive on how often your posts are going to show up on the competitors' listings. And two, you can't actually tell Amazon which competitors' listings your products are required to show up on. Now, you can put in related ASINs to increase the odds of that product showing up on that product page. Amazon will also look at related products and show your products on that product page. So that's another great benefit and why you should participate. Another one is the posts are shoppable. So I mentioned this earlier. If you're familiar with Instagram, coming out with shoppable posts, where you're looking at a post. It has a little shopping icon on it. You click that, it opens up the product on the website or in a cart, and then you check out. The same idea goes with Amazon posts. If someone's looking at the post, they see the post, they're captivated by it, they want to shop it. Well, all they have to do is click the post, and it's going to take them straight to the product page listing. And then another big benefit to why you should participate is that you can post unlimited. So not only is it free, not only can you target competitors' listings, not only can you make your post shoppable, but you can do it as many times as you want. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, kind of about the strategy for posting and how often you should post. But really, just think about how you use your social media platforms already, and post just as much. If you're not posting much on those platforms, ramp it up. If not there, then definitely on Amazon posts. And again, we'll go into that a little bit deeper in just a moment. But now let's talk about where Amazon posts show up. So they show up in 4 different places. They show up on the detail page carousel. So what that means is on the product detail pages, towards the bottom, right before the reviews and either before or after the Q&As, there's a section called related posts. And it's a carousel of multiple different images. Typically, 4 different posts, maybe 3 to 4 posts will show up in that carousel. And it looks like an Instagram post. It has your image, it has your caption, and then again, it's shoppable. Now, you'll see this show up on the listing page of any brand of yours that has post enabled. So all of your products will have this. And it can show up to 10 related posts. It will also show up, as I mentioned earlier, on competitors' pages. Now, aside from the detail page, it also is going to show up on a brand feed. So what a brand feed is think about it like your brand page on Instagram. Again, I'm going to make a lot of correlations with Instagram because it really is very similar. So if you're looking at a post on a detail page, you can click the brand name and it's going to open up that brand's feed. The brand feed is going to have your logo or whatever your profile image is. It's going to have your name, of course, and then it's going to have all your posts in chronological order. So that's another way. And you can actually drive people to the brand feed from off of Amazon. So if you're worried about, not enough people seeing your post on your detail pages or the competitors' detail pages that you're targeting, you can share this feed wherever you want off of Amazon and drive people back. So it's really a great way, a great kind of user-friendly, interactive, engaging way to drive people back to Amazon through content and, kind of get their awareness and hopefully get them to purchase that way. There's another area that it can show up on, and that's a category feed. So just like for every brand that has posts, they get their own feed. For every category on Amazon, the category gets its own feed. And so Amazon's going to automatically put your products in the category feeds for the categories that it's in, right? So if you're in the health and personal care category, your products posts are going to show up in the health and personal care category. And it might even show up in a couple different categories. So that's the third way. The fourth way is the related feed. So when you click on an image or the see more section of a post, you're going to be able to see all the details of that post along with related posts by various brands. So Amazon basically groups up posts for related brands and products and categories and kind of puts them in a feed related. Again, bringing a correlation back to Instagram. Hopefully a lot of you are pretty familiar with Instagram, but on Instagram, when you're looking at an influencer or a brand page, let's say you're looking at Coca-Cola, very generic, right? But well-known example. You're looking at Coca-Cola's page. You can click an arrow and it's going to show you related pages. It might show you Pepsi. It might show you Hanson Soda. It might show you, a couple of different soda brands or food brands. So in a similar fashion, Amazon works that way, where it'll automatically make recommended feeds in which other related posts will show up. So those are the 4 different ways where your posts are going to show up. The detail page, the carousel down there by the reviews above the questions section, the brand feeds, your own branded page, category page or feed, and the related products or related post feed. So 4 opportunities there to have your post show up. And then again, I mentioned how you can take the links to the post and the feeds, and you can drive external traffic from social media, from email, from your website, from forums, blogs, you name it. Test it out. Try out different ways of driving traffic and see how it works. We're going to talk about tracking and data in just a bit. So hold on, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Going into the next topic, how do you set up and create Amazon posts? It's actually really easy. I have to give credit to Amazon where credit's due. Usually I think from the sellers and brands perspectives, Amazon rolls things out sometimes kind of half-heartedly, or without kind of the systems and infrastructure in place to make it user-friendly. But in this case, they did a really nice job, I think. The dashboard is really easy to use. And so basically what you're going to do is, number one, make sure you have brand registry. You have to be brand registered to participate in the post program, at least right now anyway. Number two, once you confirm you have brand registry, you're going to go to posts.amazon.com. You're going to log into your account, and boom, you're in the dashboard. It's super easy to set up. You just add your profile name, your profile logo or image, and then you go and you click upload posts, and you literally just upload your images. High quality photos, of course, are recommended. You put in your caption, compelling, enticing captions, educational, provocative, informative, know your audience, right? So it's going to vary by audience, but if you're already posting on other social media platforms, look to see what's working there. Whether, if you're running ads, what type of captions work well for your ads, and then kind of leverage some of those learnings for your captions on Amazon posts. It's more like, it's very likely to have a lot of synergies there. So you're going to upload the image, high quality image, you're going to upload the compelling caption, and then you're going to tag related products. So you tag your products, you tag other related products, competitors' products, really wherever you kind of want your products to show up. You're going to want to put those in, and you can tag, I believe right now you can tag up to 10 different products. So you got some flexibility there. And then the category tags that I was mentioning earlier are auto added, and the related tags are auto added. So don't worry about that. You'll have your post populate on those placements as well. And then you schedule. You don't have to go on every time you want to post. You can schedule it out weeks in advance. I know here at Vendo, what we like to do is we'll schedule out, usually in line with the brand's social media calendar. So I'm going to talk about types of posts in just a moment. A lot of the brands that we work with, low-hanging fruit is just to mimic what you have on your, what the brands have on their social media calendar. So if they're planning out 2 weeks of Instagram content, plan out 2 weeks of Amazon post content. Use a lot of that same content, if not the same content, and just post away, and really, post as much as you do on your current social media. If you're not posting a lot on your current social media, post more on Amazon posts even. We're recommending posting every day. The more the merrier with this, the more likely your posts are to show up. You can post unlimited, right? It's free. So why not increase the odds of your post showing up across as many competitors' product pages as possible? Now, for the types of posts, we talked about this a bit already, but what typically works on social media is, it depends on your audience, but generally speaking, lifestyle images are going to work well. If you work with influencers, repurposing influencer content for Amazon posts, that's recommended. If you generate a lot of user-generated content, UGC as it's known, leverage that content for your posts. Content is king, right? And I know with a lot of brands, keeping up with content in order to stay consistent enough with posting is a challenge. So just, do as much as you can, as much as your resources allow. Pull from your visual asset library, your photos library if you have one. If not, just start thinking about how you can work with influencers, or how you can ask customers to submit photos, or maybe you have a graphic designer who can create inspiring quotes or customer reviews, or things along those lines to feature in a post. It doesn't always have to be like an image of the product. It can be like graphics and things like that. So just get creative with it, and you know, some other ways to kind of maximize the effects of those types of posts. Using posts that highlight features, highlight benefits, really aim at resonating with the emotional attachments that your consumers have with your products. All of those things are going to be important with Amazon posts as well. So definitely, you know, feel free to use some like infographics or text overlay to call that out. You know, creating social proof through your posts is really great. So that's why I was talking about influencer content, user generated content. You know, consumers who maybe don't have credibility in the brand, they've never purchased from the brand, or they're a little skeptical, including that user generated or influencer content, or quotes from customers or features of customers, things like that, are going to give you a boost in credibility and increase the odds of getting that sale. So those are some examples of the types of posts. Again, low-hanging fruit, repost from your other media, so your other social media channels. Just get it scheduled out, keep that regular cadence, and watch as the traffic and sales come in, right? And so that gets me to my last topic, which is tracking. So you're putting in all this work, you're posting every day or a few times a week, you're creating great content, coming up with captivating captions, you know, targeting your competitors, but doing some research, you know, to figure out which competitors you should target. You're doing all this work. So how do you know if it's working? I mean, you know, there's a lot you can do out there in the Amazon world. And, you know, here at Vendo, we pretty much, yeah, we try everything, really, we do. And you know, Amazon posts, we tried when it came out a year ago, but it wasn't really quite there yet. But now with this evolution, you know, I think it's going to be, you know, a big driver potentially of traffic and hopefully sales. So how do you track it? Well, in the dashboard, you get two big metrics. One, you get impressions, and two, you get engagement. And now engagement includes clicks as well as engagement rate, which is clicks divided by impressions, right? So the click-through rate, essentially. So impressions, you know, that's not the most telling, because basically, as long as somebody's looked at your post for a minute, or sorry, for a second, that counts as an impression, right? Whereas a click, they actually have to click in to your post and view it, right? So if you're looking at the impressions and you're looking at the clicks, and you see that, okay, you know, I'm getting 1,000 impressions and 100 clicks, then you know that for every 1,000 people, 10% of those people are clicking over to your product, right? And if you know on your product page that you have a 15% conversion rate, meaning, you know, for every 100 people that shop your product page, 15 of them purchase. If you know that data, which you do because Amazon provides it, it's the unit session percentage, then you can reasonably assume how many purchases you're getting from these from these Amazon posts, right? So again, you got 100 people 1,000 people that saw your post, 100 of them clicked over to your product. You have a 15% conversion rate on that product. So out of those 100 people that click, 15 people you can reasonably assume purchase, right? So that means for every 1,000 impressions you get on that post, you're going to get 15 sales. And so unfortunately, Amazon does not break it down all the way to sales. They only let you know clicks and impressions. But again, if you know your conversion rate on Amazon on the product page, which you can find out, then you can reasonably predict what the sales conversion or sales lift is going to be from this strategy. And that's just to predict. Once you start running this, you know, let's say you've been running posts for a month, you go, you look at the increase in clicks, you look at the increase in traffic on those product pages, and you kind of fill in the gaps. So, you know, maybe your product page was getting 200 views, 2,000 views a month. Let's say your product page was getting 2,000 views a month. You start running posts. Your posts get 200 clicks. You look at the traffic on that product page after a month, and you see that that product page now has 2,200 visits. So you can reasonably assume that that additional 200 visits to your product page came from those 200 clicks on that post, right? And then you also are going to look at the sales lift during that month. And if you see a sales lift that's parallel with that increase in traffic, then again, you can reasonably attribute at least some of the increase in sales from your efforts on Amazon posts. So while unfortunately there is no definite revenue tracking metrics, you can make a reasonable assumption based on the data that we do have. So again, just track the data, test, run all kinds of different posts, target different related products, look at the impressions and the engagement. Whichever posts are getting the most engagement, then try to create more posts like that, right? Don't keep creating posts that aren't getting any clicks or impressions. Don't keep targeting products that, competitors' products that aren't leading to impressions and clicks either. Target competitors that get lots of search volume. That's going to increase the odds of your posts getting in front of people, right? Which is going to increase the odds of traffic, which is going to increase the odds of sales. So in a nutshell, Amazon posts is a really great opportunity because 1, it's free. 2, you can post unlimited. 3, you can schedule your posts. 4, it's got shoppable posts. And 5, it really does give you an opportunity that is hard to find on Amazon to make a connection with consumers that is less salesy, less transactional, and more what they're accustomed to see, when they're kind of having a good time jumping around on social media platforms, following brands they love. So really kind of bring that soul to this program, and you should do well. Consider, what I mentioned earlier about the types of posts and the, using high quality images, influencer content, user generated content, graphic design, all of that. Definitely post consistently, and always track the data and monitor the sales lift so that you can optimize your posting strategy, the content that you're posting, the competitors you're targeting based on real data so that you can keep driving that incremental month-over-month growth. And that wraps it up, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this podcast today about Amazon posts. As always, happy to answer any questions. Just leave comments below. Definitely please follow us on whatever channel you're watching. We come out with new podcasts every Tuesday. You can subscribe to our email to be alerted about them. We also share a lot of great case studies, blog content, guides, all kinds of fun stuff. So be sure to subscribe to our email list and to our channel. Follow us on Instagram at Vendo Commerce, Facebook, vendocommerce.com, TikTok. We've been putting out great content there, all marketplace focused, Amazon, Walmart.com, soon Target. So definitely be sure to follow us on there as well. Again, my name is Nicolas Martinez. Feel free to email me directly, nicolas@vendocommerce.com or social@vendocommerce.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great week.